Yeah, I don't think a lot of people in my circles were calling for an Urza Saga ban, but it's definitely being discussed by some people. Christmas is here, former Hype Train conductor Christmas. Spite Pack TV is here, of course. What's up, Spite Pack? Good morning, everyone. Let me know what time zone everybody in. Are you East Coast, Central Time? Are you in Europe? Let me know. I'm curious. So this is the first ever 90s MTG stream at this time. Okay, so an abundant growth to start the game for Hank. We're gonna focus on these games as we talk about what's going on in the news, so to speak. A last thought about the update. Pioneer, Historic, also on the table. Am I forgetting a format? Oh, Standard. Standard is also a possibility. So yeah, we may see multiple formats get adjusted this morning. So it's a big day for Magic the Gathering, really. Christmas is in North Carolina. Cool. PT Bobby is in Michigan. Very happy to be here live and not watching YouTube. Sure. I mean, I think the YouTube videos are cool, but it doesn't beat catching it live. Kaiser is in Germany. Just recently picked up Maverick and don't think my Abzan list will have any bans. Endurance and Ending is fine. Prismatic Ending on some people's lists. Some people think Prismatic Ending was a negative, had a negative impact on Legacy. You know, there's opinions all over the place, but I think if we try to hone in on what most people are looking at, it's Ragavan, Murktide, and Expressive Iteration are, in my circles and in our Discord, the probably most consistent calls for bans. Someone says, I'm in Ohio. Awesome. Beta Counterspells in Sweden. Awesome. PT Bobby says, your YouTube videos get me through my workday, but it's cool to be here in the chat too. Awesome. Good to hear. Kaiser says, and Saga. Yeah. Saga, as I was saying, is also on some people's list, but in my circles, Saga seems to be accepted as it's okay. It's a powerful land, just like Tabernacle and Wasteland and whatever, and you know, it fits into Legacy just fine, people are saying. Oh, by the way, and we still have time for this. In our Discord, in the 90s MTG Discord, in VIP chat, which is only available to our coffee sponsors, our YouTube members, and our Twitch subs. In that channel, make your predictions right now what the bans will be. Whoever gets the answer closest to correct will get a $10 gift card to either TCG Player or Ink Gaming, their choice. So if you want a chance to win a gift card, head over to our Discord, go to VIP chat, and go make a prediction. And make an off-the-wall, wacky prediction if you like. But go make a prediction. Maybe you'll win a $10 gift card. Just doing that just for fun. Fiscal Cliff says, workday stream, let's go. Yes. I called into work this morning and told them there's going to be a ban announcement, and I'm taking the day off. That didn't happen. Kaiser says Saga, Ragavan, and Murktide are top 3 at LGS. Yeah, okay. So some people are seeing Saga being looked at. MTG Banning is here with highlighted messages, of course. What's up, MTG Banning? What's up, Phil? I see 90s MTG is now streaming at a more bagel-appropriate time. That's a good point, MTG Banning. You know, I didn't really think about that, but I probably should have ran to the local New York City bagel dispensary and grab myself a nice one. All right. There's a Delver on the board. So far, we don't see the actual flip card. And that could we could be seeing a DCI violation about to happen here if this actual Delver of Secrets doesn't turn up. Not really sure what's going on here. Dave Kaplan disappointing some people right now. Oh, he's going in the deck box. He's grabbing something. There it is. Okay, we're all good, everybody. We're all good. Whoever was on hold on the DCI hotline, you can hang up. We're good. Does anybody watching right now have any takes about the other formats though? Oh, Modern, Pioneer, Historic, Standard, whatever. Any predictions for those formats? I'm not playing them all regularly enough to know. I haven't touched Pioneer since spring 2020, early 2020. I haven't touched Modern that much. I've played Modern like less than 10 times in the past 2 years. I've played Historic quite a bit, but I'm not really like heavily involved where I would have a take on what needs to be banned. All right, Insectile Aberration here. Bolt was on top of the deck. Fiscal Cliff says, hoping for Luris or Bauble in Modern. Okay. Modern DRC more danger than Ragavan. Okay. Of course, and I forgot to mention this earlier, Dragon's Rage Channeler is on some people's list for a ban in Legacy as well. Some people feel it's too much of an engine. Spike Pack says Legacy, EDH, and Pauper are best formats. Nice. How's everybody feeling also on a positive note about the Pauper bans that happened last week? Has Pauper significantly improved? Has it gotten worse? What's your take on that? Throg, thank you for the follow. And La Sentinelle, thank you for the follow. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Fiscal Cliff says, I doubt Stoneforge Mystic is getting the axe. More likely Sigarda's Aid. Interesting. Okay. The Pauper ban significantly improved the format. Christmas says, I think Standard is just fine. No bans really needed, although people will complain about Aluren's Epiphany. Right. PT Bobby says, I'm still very bitter about losing Affinity ATA. So, isn't Affinity still a top deck in Pauper, and it just is still tier 1 without ATOG? That's been what I've seen in my, just in the discussion in our Discord and other places I've seen discussion about it. I don't play Pauper currently, so I don't really have a take. Save ATOGs for your old school decks. That's fine. PT Bobby says everyone disagrees with me. That's okay. I mean, we don't have to disagree with you if that's what you mean. Please share contradicting opinions because that's how we have a nice discussion. Don't be shy. And a little bit more niche, but does anybody think formats like pre-modern and old school and stuff like that need a ban update? Occasionally I get messages about these kind of things. It's like some people have this, and this is fine. I'm not complaining, but some people have this mentality about 90s MTG of, well, you're talking about Pauper, you're talking about modern. When are you going to focus on pre-modern? When are you going to focus on old school? And it's like, well, I mean, I don't know. How many do I have time for, really? Spypack says, yes, I have a combo affinity deck that makes infinite mana, then fireball or infinite ping with disciple. Nice. Fiscal Cliff says, I've been hearing a lot of content creators leaning days or iteration in Legacy to nerf Delver. Thoughts? So, yeah. Wow, I'm surprised how many of these cards I've been forgetting in this discussion. Days is obviously on the table as well. So many people have been talking about days for so long. And it's probably so, every time a ban is coming up, it's so much a part of the conversation that I forgot to even mention it as I opened today's stream. I also didn't finish my Cortado, so maybe I'm still waking up. But, days is a possibility. Do I personally think they'll go after days? My instinct is that they won't. I feel like days is, and this is not me saying what I think. It's what I think Wizards will think the Legacy community thinks, if that makes sense. Days is as much a part of Legacy's DNA as Brainstorm and Ponder. Well, Ponder's a newer card, but Brainstorm and Force of Will and Sylvan Library and Wasteland and Richard Import and whatever. I think Days will be safe for that reason. That's just my take on that. Do I think Days should be banned? I personally don't think it should be banned. But I don't. If it got banned, I really wouldn't be upset about it, to be honest with you. And someone I was speaking to recently brought up that Days is restricted in Vintage. Back in the day, the Legacy ban list looked a lot like the Vintage restricted list. So, I mean, it's like within reason, if you're looking at just that criteria, that Days could be banned in Legacy. Obviously a bunch of cards like Karn and Monastery Mentor are restricted in Vintage. That wouldn't really make sense to ban in Legacy. But if you're gonna base your thinking off of that, you could make a justification for a potential. Whoa, tapping 5 here. Oh, Hardcast Force. Force back from Hank. Hank, by the way, in case anybody is tuning in and hasn't been catching as many of our streams recently, Dave Kaplan, we see Dave Kaplan all the time on 90s MTG, of course. Dave Kaplan, our monthly gift sub leader, actually, at the top of the screen. Look at that. But Dave Kaplan, a regular, of course. But Hank Zong, part of our NYC Eternal crew, a top caliber player, mostly focuses on Vintage, I would say, but plays a lot of Legacy as well. And, although Hank hasn't been featured that frequently on 90s MTG because he's not usually able to make it to our events, it's a treat to watch Hank play today. Just keep an eye out for master level Legacy play on the right side of your screen. La Sentinel says Days is iconic. Fiscal Cliff says I hope Days is safe because I bought 6 copies recently, not breaking the bank, but on principle. Yeah, sure. That's fair. Chili S is continuing the gift sub they got from Dave Kaplan. Thank you, Chili. Appreciate that. Kaiser says, what language are the fetches of Days? Writing looks so small. So Dave Kaplan is a collector of Korean printings. So you'll see the Steam Vents, the Misty, the Unholy Heat, the Delver, the Ponder. They're all Korean. Dave Kaplan collects those. For some of the older cards, from what I understand, it's really hard to find Korean versions as well. So just makes collecting that much more fun, I guess. Looks like an escape a row happening here. No. Tapping a white. Green Sun X is 3. Pretty good game 1 to start us off. Kaiser says, Hank for sure have a great taste with the foils. Yes. All right, here's a Force of Will. Pitching Daze. And what are we... So, how do I phrase this question? What are we hoping to get out of a Legacy ban update, other than the obvious that we want, more metagame balance or whatever you want to call it? Like, we don't want Blue-Red Delver to run away, be the best deck anymore. Other than that, what do we want to happen? For example, do we want Sneak and Show back? Do we want Mono Black Pox to be tier? Like, what are we hoping the end result will be? The Legacy of tomorrow will look like? Does anybody have any thoughts on that? Does anybody care? Mind Twist would be an epic unbanning. I mean, Mind Twist unban, I mean, I feel like I'm down for that, but whatever. Kaiser says, just from feeling general, the overall meta without Delver feels heavy on combo. Maybe makes fair decks better. Maybe. Lewin Hill is here. What's up, Jason? Thanks for asking, Chris. Please bring back all the decks I enjoy and ban all the decks I don't enjoy. That sounds a little bit unfair. I don't like that. That's basically what a lot of people's takes are, though, right? Chili, Jason joking, obviously. Chili says Blue-Red Delver should take a hit, but I hope that Doomsday takes one too somehow. Oh, yeah, so on some people's list, actually, Thassa's Oracle as well. Doomsday believed to be the best deck besides Blue-Red Delver by some people. Dave Kaplan says, I'd like to grow the Legacy player base, so bringing modern players to the format would be nice. I agree. What's up, Dave? I agree. I have some thoughts about how to do that, but I don't know if anybody wants to hear them, to be honest. Lewinil says, real answer, I want Wizards of the Coast to pay attention to the format. Yeah, that seems like the one that is going to be the toughest, just because of how many formats there are and how many players are being added to a format rather than being subtracted. I think that's a tricky one. Ray says, is this the official go-away party to the Pirate Monkey or the coming home party to a long-lost family member? It is both. What's up, Raced? DJ Jazz Jeff says, good morning, Chris, streaming in the middle of the morning. No, it's actually 9 p.m. I've lost my mind, everybody. I've lost my mind. I don't know what day it is or time. Chilia says, how do people feel about Allosaurus Shepherd? I think that's a possible target. That seems unlikely to me, but I don't know. Norna is here and says, good morning, nerds. What's up, Norna? Good morning to you. And I guess we're all nerds. I don't know. What time is the announcement? I don't know. I'm assuming soon. I really don't know. If Hank won that game, just let me know. Chat. I looked away for a second.
Yeah, no, it's good.
So,
Yeah. Wander.
menus.
You saw us out of Lose Combat?
Jumping, sure.
Right?
You'll be back. Sure. Jumping,
Yep.
sure.
Fiscal Cliff says, as a primarily modern player, I think similar decks in both formats, like Delver decks, makes the transition easier. When I first started playing Legacy, I was overwhelmed by the different play patterns. Definitely a barrier that took me a bit to get over before enjoying Legacy. You know, oh, Hank won? Oh, sorry. Thank you, Spikeback. It goes both ways, though. I've seen Legacy players jump into Modern and be a little lost as well. Including myself sometimes, actually. When I don't play Modern for a while, I'm a little confused about what's going on. Mike says if you look at Monkey and Deathrite, they're 1 mana threats that add rainbow mana. I think that's the design we can't have in Delver. Most other cards I don't think are a problem. DRC is a good example of super good but doesn't add resource, so it's fine. That's fair. I agree about the rainbow mana generating stuff. Would you argue, though, people of chat, that Deathrite versus Ragavan, Deathrite makes the mana way more easily? Like, although they do the same thing, I feel like Deathrite does it way, way better. At least in Legacy. Obviously, Deathrite Legal and Pioneer is not really as relevant with the adding mana. Here's Ragavan. Force pitching force on Ragavan. Both are legal and vintage, true. And I'll just say, and I'll be super brief on this because I know nobody likes my takes on this, but but the biggest barrier to entry to Legacy, by far, is the cost of paper decks. The reserve list cards prices immediately turn a lot of people off, and they're just not interested. And yeah, just think about that a bit more, everybody. Luanel says Ragavan's a lot better when you could play your opponent's mana off the top, and Deathrite Shaman still looks more dominant there. Yes. Reprint duels. I don't think that's on the table. It's just not happening. Not an option. Take dual land, City of Traders, and Lion's Eye Diamond off the reserve list. Yeah, that's also not an option. I know you're making a joke, but... All right, flipping into insectile, aberration here. Attacking for 3. Ponder. Bear with me, just trying to fix something here. Did I know Juggernaut was on the reserve list? Yeah, I believe there were a bunch of cards on the reserve list at one point that seemed kind of silly at this point. What's up, Keith Master Flex? Keith Master Flex, one of our best, everybody. MTG Banning says, what if they printed shock lands that only did 1 damage? Wait, what? Shock lands? Oh, I see. Shock lands that only did 1 damage and put them in a conspiracy set or something. Yeah, we may eventually see like an upgrade only available to Eternal formats. An upgrade from shock lands, that is. And I think they've toyed with that a little bit. What am I thinking of? Oh, I'm thinking of like the commander lands that you got to have like 3 players or whatever. I forgot what those do. I offloaded all my copies of those, but yeah, that's a possibility. My prediction as far as that I've shared a couple times on stream, I think we're working toward, not we, but Wizards is working toward eventually having something like a fetch land. Like, imagine a fetch land, pay 1 life, sack it, but just create a Badlands, Underground Sea, or Volcanic Island. Then that's the land. So it's like a token, basically. I think we could be moving in that direction as far as their designs are concerned. Conjure but in paper. Yeah, basically. If you look at the card Garth from Modern Horizons 2, I think it's a hint at where they're going with that because it creates Black Lotuses. That's my prediction on that. So someone clip that and in 5 years show that I was right. Sinorna says, so if Juggernaut was removed from reserve list, why can't scrub lands? We're well beyond that point right now, Sinorna. That was like 30 years ago. I'm not going to sit here and claim I understand all of the legal whatever related to the reserve list, but I just don't. The reserve list is staying exactly the way it is forever, is my understanding. It will not change. There will be no reprints. There will be no adjustments of what the list is. It will stay exactly the same forever. Yeah, there's Garth. They have not added to the reserve list in a very long time. I tell you what, though. Speaking of lawsuits, I have a lawsuit that I've been working on against Wizards of the Coast. I am going to sue Wizards of the Coast for $100 if they don't reprint Green Sun Zenith. Reprint that damn card. I want to buy them, but I don't want to pay a lot of money. I'm just stubborn about it. I've been waiting for the reprint for like 5 years, everybody. Patiently. Put it on the list. Put it on the list. You're killing me. $25. This is an outrage. Nobody cares. Yeah, I think in order to add players to Legacy, I'm gonna stop myself from going on a whole tangent about this. But to add players to Legacy, the entry to the format needs to be like 15% of what it is right now, as far as the price of a deck. It's outrageous, and you know, my personal opinion. When we start a conversation about tabernacles and Mox Diamonds and Underground Seas, whatever nostalgia or format identity or any of that stuff, whatever amount that matters to me, it doesn't matter nearly as much as I just want more people to play with. Like if it means no more Tabernacle, no more Mox Diamond, but Legacy fires at LGSs, sanctioned Legacy fires at LGSs around the world every week, and all the modern players and Pioneer players play Legacy at whatever format. You know, so some people get like upset that I call no reserve list Legacy. Whatever you want to call it. That would be great. That would be great. And I'm going to stop myself there because then everybody's going to leave. Because when we start talking about bans, I joked about this before on stream. You know, everybody's like, Ragavan's a big problem. This card's a big problem. Nobody's playing Legacy because of Ragavan. I think nobody's playing Legacy because a mana base is $4,000. I think that's the reason, actually. And the response is always, shut up, Chris. So, you know, what are you going to do? I have plenty of friends that play Modern, and they have no interest in playing Legacy for that reason. Why is Dave's Graveyard exiled? I do not know the answer to that. Murktide earlier. Okay. Thank you, Raced. Some people who watch these streams later on YouTube get very upset when I don't give in-depth analysis on every single game action and provide mind-blowing strategic analysis. But if I'm hanging out talking to chat, I can't catch every single thing. It's just not possible, everybody. It's just not going to happen. Q Presidente says, I'm with you, man. I play Modern. I've wanted to get into Legacy, but the idea of dropping at least 4K on a mana base is just too much. I agree with you. It is too much. And as a community, the Legacy community, we're not prioritizing getting Q Presidente into the format. We're prioritizing nostalgia and the way the format has always been, which I think is incorrect. It's the wrong approach. MTG Banning says Chuck Norris could interact with chat and provide mind-blowing, in-depth play-by-play analysis. Oh man, those Chuck Norris memes were the best. You know, when you brought those up to the other day, I wanted to look for some, and then I forgot. I got tied up. But now I will have to. Carador is here. Thank you for the resub. 6 months at tier 1 for Carador. Ban hype. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. PT Bobby says, I encourage my friends to use proxies. Yes, a lot of people are talking about proxies a lot, but hasn't really worked so far. The first duel is the most important one because of the fetches. That's true. Something happening here.
Green, I guess.
Yeah,
Green.
but I had swords.
I was like blind.
That last game against you yesterday, that was like the best game I've ever had.
Trigger.
Well, this is before you had land.
And I beat him on a one-lander. It was an hour and a half game.
Land.
This is just workmanship. I mean, they put elevators.
Land.
I'm so proud of this game. I'm gonna save it.
You have 2 cards.
I guess this one's kind of
Their
like,
judge is
I don't
terrible.
know.
Do you know what
I
happened?
roll 1.
It's on the fucking
Probably should have
video.
taken out the pithing needle. Those are like
Okay. Unbanned Zerda hype, anyone? Yeah, I don't know what the likelihood is of an unbanned Zerda. Odds feel low to me, but I really don't know. DJ Jazz Jeff says, I heard a crazy idea to just remove Companion from the Companion cards. That feels low probability to me. And you know, the Companion mechanic gets a lot of hate, and for various reasons, and whatever. Doesn't really matter why. But I guess I feel like next time around, if they do Companions again and they calibrate the cards correctly, I think Companion could have been awesome. Like Companion as a mechanic, this is my opinion. Prepare yourselves, everybody. Feels awesome. That's it. Okay, everybody left. Everybody left because I said Companion sounds awesome. Companion is a 10 on the Storm scale. Yeah. I don't know. They should have been hybrid mana. Wait, they are hybrid mana, aren't they? DJ Jeff says, I wish there were more Companions. I think there's just a matter of time. Oh, shouldn't have been hybrid mana. That's reasonable. That's reasonable. It may have been incorrect to make them hybrid mana. Maybe Luris should have cost like black, black, white, white, or something like that. Make it really hard to cast that thing. I mean, as they were originally set or designed or whatever, the way it originally worked, casting Luris on turn 3, even at that time, like when the cards were brand new, it felt like, wow, this seems like a little too easy to get going. Plague Engineer.
Yeah, but
Also,
this
check
was
out this.
the guy from Legacy did. Okay, he was playing land, kicked my ass first round, and made top 4 in the tournament.
I just watched
Like,
that.
all right, this guy just seems like he knows exactly what he's doing. So I started there.
Okay, human name with Plague Engineer. Lay says, I think if they were more careful about deck building descriptions, it could have been more interesting. Yeah, I mean, my reasoning, I look at cards like Gyruda, Karuga, even Zerda, even though it's a problem in Legacy, Zerda, Lutri. Like, these cards are awesome, I feel. They look awesome. They played awesome in Limited. I played a bit of Ikoria Limited. Yorion also, like, gives a very strange deck building challenge in a way that we're not used to having in Magic. I think those are all awesome things. Luris, arguably, is a little bit overpowered. That's fine. So is the Skull Clamp among the first batch of equipment. But yeah, exactly. The black-green one forces you into one type. There's one that says what's the Gigantha one? The red-green? Oh, your deck can't have more than one of a mana symbol on a card or something like that. I forget what the wording is. But that's a cool one, I think. I like Gigantha. I think people are just like looking at Luris and saying this mechanic is bad, and it's just like you're forgetting about the other 9 of them. They're awesome.
LSD beats Riku, who has cast an Emerald with that cameo in Band Spirits.
Obosh is cool. I agree. Obosh is cool. I forgot about Obosh. Come on, people. The companions are cool. Stop effing around. Luris has stats that were probably miscalibrated, but the other ones are awesome. And anybody who doesn't think they're awesome is wrong. You're wrong. I'm just playing. You're allowed to think whatever you want.
It gives all your creatures carry obsession effects.
Smuggler's Copter first came out. It was a little too good for a vehicle. This is going to happen, everybody. It's going to happen. Everybody calm down. Calm down. Raced with the best take of all. We were on the internet watching Legacy in the AM. We definitely don't like friends or companions. I mean, all of you can shut this off. I'm here hanging out by myself in a room talking about Legacy. I'm the worst one of all. I'm here by myself, talking to my computer about Magic cards. I just got really sad, everybody. I think this is a really sad situation playing out right now. It's not good. Pyro says people need to learn that MTG changes and needs to. If you want something to stay the same, play Vintage. That's true. That's true. They need to just keep trying new things. Gigantha, I'm always on the fence about. On the one hand, it isn't super egregious. On the other, nobody tries to make a Gigantha deck. You just look at your final deck and say, hey, no duplicate symbols. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's kind of like a weird, easy add-on thing. But you lose a sideboard slot, which is somewhat significant. It's not just like an automatic addition. It's not that simple, but yeah. What do you think, everybody? Should I do more morning streams, morning my time? Or do you only want to see me when it's dark outside? Tell the truth. All right, people are saying yes. 3 people said yes. Okay, we got 3. More Germany time. Yeah, I want to do more streams friendly to the European time zones, for sure. All of our viewers in Europe, I apologize that I haven't been able to do that yet. Okay, so a force on Icefang Coatl. It's nice background while I'm working. That's fair. Everybody get back to work. Everybody get back to work. Ponder happening here. I guess this is turn 2 now. There's a die on the board. I guess they got called for time here in game 3.
It's annoying game 1, but like you need something to deal with.
I think we're headed towards a draw, everybody. It's going to be a draw. Source of Plowshares on top. Can't do much with that. NTG Banding says, I like that Dave has a proper token. It's Korean too. That's true. That's dedication right there. And by the way, I'm obviously focused on the stream and not refreshing my browser on the Wizards of the Coast website. If they make the ban announcement, let me know. Don't let me miss it here. As far as I know, it'll be coming out soon. Or later this afternoon. I really don't know. Good morning, Dark Zero. What's up, Dark Zero? How's it going? Dark Zero is here, everybody. All right, that's a match. It's a draw. And that's very exciting stuff. Nobody cares. Okay. Let me do a refresh on the website here. Okay, no ban announcements yet, everybody. You need not worry. All right, Ragavan to start the game. Basic Forest to start for Marat. Marat usually playing Elves at the shop, but recently he's been playing some Sultai piles. Noble Hierarch to start the game for Marat. I don't think we'll see a chump block here, but we'll see. Am I crazy, or did they just put Marat's life total back up again rather than down? What happened here? I don't know. Tyler Goblin Grandee is here. Cool to catch an early stream. Good to have you here, Tyler. What's up, Tyler? Tyler's one of our best, everybody. Tyler's always here hanging out, showing love. A top community member for this channel. Do I know when the banned and restricted is? I don't. I called Mark Rosewater and their team this morning and asked them when it's coming out, and they couldn't give me an answer. They're working on it. Akalith, thanks for the follow. I think it's late afternoon. Okay. Some people think it's late afternoon. Someone posted in our Discord that it's set for 11 a.m. on the website. I don't know how people know this. I have no idea. I don't know. These are not things I know the answers to. If anybody watching knows when it comes out, just give us the answer in chat. Pyro says, I need to make a confession. I call for firings in all your YouTube comment sections. That's you? Ah, that's cool. Your comments are really funny. Keep them coming. It's so funny. MTG Banding says no one knows, but previous announcements happen around that time. I think you're referring to 11 a.m. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought they were always like mid-morning my time. Or, you know, at start of the workday on West Coast, North American time. Okay, it looked like a gut shot took out Ice Fang. The life totals look incorrect to me. Hull Breacher on top. Yikes. NTG Bandy says, bug mid-range. Chris, are you only showing decks with your boy Leo in them? That is one of the criterias. If you're playing at our local and you're running Leovold, there's a good chance you'll get a feature match. There's a pretty good chance. I would say there's about a 78% chance. Unless you're in the loser's bracket, you're getting that feature. Yup, Dave just stole a Hull Breacher. I don't actually know that Marat's deck has Leovold in it, though. But it looks like the type of deck that may have it. But we're gonna find out. Okay, maybe abrupt decay happening here. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's a blue and a black green. Never mind. Oh, I guess you could use Noble Hierarch. All right, but it's a nice thing. Days on Ice Fang doesn't pay. Oh, the Hierarch's brand new. Reveals Collected Company off the top. Collected Company. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Maybe there's some kind of combo in here? Could it be like Legacy Yawgmoth combo? I don't know. Looks like Dave is casting Collected Company. That's interesting. Collected company remaining in exile, though. Gets a Ragavan. And that's it? Interesting. Okay, the collected company should be going to graveyard, I think, but I guess they're missing that. Jay Milia says, remember attacking with your Ragavan for the first time. Petridge Farms remembers. Yes, I remember that feeling like it was just yesterday. Save the monkey, everybody. Is anybody watching right now going to be really, really upset if Ragavan gets banned? Like, at this point, and don't be shy. No judgment from anyone. But is anybody going to be really upset about it? I don't know. At this point, after 6 months of talking about bans, I'm just going to be relieved that it's over. No matter what gets banned. Ragavan, any card gets banned, I'm just like, okay, thank goodness it's over. And then we have about 2 weeks before the ban people are complaining again. It's about a 2-week window before we start hearing about another Modern Horizons card that needs to be banned or something. I don't know. Yeah, I own 4 Ragavans, but I'm hoping they can maintain their price tag just because of Modern, which I'm assuming they're going to stay in Modern. I'm assuming that. Maybe I'm wrong to assume that, but I'm just... that's what I'm assuming. Yeah. Fiscal Cliff says, I just bought a playset of foil extended art, so absolutely, I feel you. I feel for you. And... you know, this is why, to some extent, bans are bad. Bans, like, bans are not always necessarily 100% a good thing. They suck. Bans suck. Dieter Jezdev says, I got them for Modern, so I hope they leave them there, seeing they came out in a Modern set. Exactly. We're also just... what is it? A few months away at this point from... Wait, what's coming out? Is the Lord of the Rings set coming out in a couple of months, or am I thinking of Commander Legend? No, Commander Legends with Dungeons and Dragons is coming out within the next couple of months, and so is Lord of the Rings, right? Everybody, am I right on that? Aren't both of those sets coming out, like, within the next couple of months? Whoops. My phone's ringing. That was a bad ringtone. I got a better ringtone. That just was not acceptable. A restricted list? I don't see a restricted list coming to Legacy. I don't think a lot of people are for that, but I don't know. Sven hoping for Brainstorm ban, Black Lotus unbanned. Sven was just banned from chat by the moderators, so that's the end of that. Commander Legends is over the summer. Okay, so Commander Legends over the summer. So I'm assuming with Commander Legends, we'll see some significant impact cards for Legacy. The first Commander Legends, though, only really had Hull Breacher and Opposition Agent in the end that were playables in Legacy, right? Or is there another card I'm forgetting? I think that's it. I think it was just those two. There's probably another card I'm not remembering that we're using all the time that I forgot is from that set. Court of Cunning sees play. That's true. Court of Cunning does see play. It's like a fringe sideboard option. I'm almost finished with my Cortado, everybody. Dave Kaplan says, was that your Wizards of the Coast hotline with the ban announcement? Oh, I should have pretended it was. That would have been great. Just picked up and be like, hello? Hey, Mark, how's it going? Yeah, can you make the announcement? We're waiting here. I think Gandalf the Grey is going to be a 5-drop. That's just my feeling on that. There's Opposition Agent. What a coincidence. Jeska's Will. Right. That is also a Commander Legends card. Again, another kind of fringe. You don't see it that frequently, but it is out there in the wild. Force of Will hit the Opposition Agent. Okay. Okay, so mid-year this year, it looks like we're gonna see Commander Legends, Attack of the Dungeons or whatever, and that will probably have some legacy playables. I'm expecting to see more rolling the dice stuff and more enter the dungeon stuff, but maybe on power level of legacy. Tabitsky is here and says, hey, Chris, hey, New York. What's up, Tabitsky? How are you? Good to see you. Gandalf is definitely going to be a planeswalker. Oh, maybe. I didn't really think about that. Maybe, yeah, maybe it'll be a double face card. I don't know. I kind of forgot what the lore is with Gandalf the Grey to Gandalf the White. Like, what that all means. I forgot, sadly. I got to do a refresher before the Amazon show comes out. I forgot so much Lord of the Rings lore. I was like an expert at one time. But it's been years since I've really thought about it a lot. Yes, I do remember he fell in Moria fighting the Balrog. I remember that part, but I don't remember what the, like if his powers change or I don't know. Ah, you're good, Chubitsky. It's good to see you. I understand people have other things going on. Congrats on the baby. Chubitsky says, I'm in a bad time zone, Berlin. Yeah, that sounds like a bad time zone to me. There are just some bad time zones, and Berlin time is just, oof, that's rough. I'm just playing. All right, Murktide hits the board here. Second Murktide, it looks like. All right, people are liking the Workday 90s MTG live stream. We may have to do this more often, everybody. This is looking like it's a hit. This is big stuff. Andy, good to see you, by the way. Hope all is well. Okay. MTG Banning says, I like the daytime streams. It can play during this time, too. Good to know. This was actually like something I planned last minute because I was recording games at the shop last night, and I was just like, well, when am I going to get to stream this and anybody's going to care about watching Ragavan after the ban announcement? So I was like, why not just stream in the morning? I'm available. And we'll see what happens. And everybody likes it. So I'm glad everybody is enjoying, and I'm glad everybody's here. And I appreciate all the feedback. Tyler Goblin Grandee says, what are some of the best MTG baby names? Interesting question. Dave Kaplan, thank you for the gift sub. Thank you, Dave Kaplan. 23 gift subs for Dave Kaplan on the channel. Very cool. Thank you, Dave. Things are great. Just got back from a honeymoon. Awesome. There was a ban last week for Pauper, and today, this morning, or this afternoon, I don't know, we will be seeing a ban update for other formats. It has not been announced that it's for Legacy or any particular format. They just said for other formats that are not Pauper. So we're in like the waiting room here, hanging out. A friend named their dog Karn? Wow. That is that's a dedicated Magic the Gathering person. This is my son, Hogak. Oh man. Hey, I like Historic and I like Pioneer. Relevant, though, I don't know. Depends on your interests. So in our Discord, in the 90s MTG Discord, I'll share a link to it in chat one more time. We're giving away a gift card, $10 gift card, to whoever correctly guesses what the bans will be, or whoever's the closest to guessing what the bans will be today, or unbans. Head into our Discord and head to VIP chat. VIP chat is only available to our Twitch subs, YouTube members, and coffee sponsors, but that's where you would go for that little fun contest. PT Bobby says, random question, are there still webcam matches on 90s MTG? I have 4 Legacy decks and a webcam and would love to play. Yes, we still do webcam matches occasionally. And step 1, if you'd be interested in playing on the channel, is join the Discord. Join the Discord. And in the Discord, when I'm looking for more players, I will make a announcement in there, and then everything gets coordinated in the Discord. So that's step 1. If you're not in the Discord, you'll never find out. Never find out anything, frankly, related to that. Okay. Let's see what else is going on here. Grist is on the board. Insects are on the board. Remember, everybody, if I don't give in-depth analysis of every single game action that happens, some people that watch this later on YouTube get very upset. MTG Banning with a great question. Is there a webcam stream tonight, or is this replacing it? The plan is to have a webcam stream tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I'll be live again later this evening playing what will probably, because we don't know what the ban announcement is, probably be a new Legacy format. So definitely come check that out. If for some reason the ban announcement comes out and no changes to Legacy, I might postpone that till tomorrow because there's just kind of no point in doing another one the same day. But yeah. So we will see. Okay, so sack an insect, kill Dragon's Rage Channeler, and then I think we're swinging for lethal here. Uh-oh. Oh, no. There's a blocker. Okay. Unholy Heat on Agent. Okay, so no swing for lethal, I guess. Agent down, chump block with Bird. Murat's at 1 life, so we're on the edges of our seats now. Fetch. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought for a second. trying to remember.
Pass to you. Draw. Yep. You got it. Hex.
Okay. Game 1 goes to Marat. Andy says, how has Mondays been at Game Storia? So, yesterday, which is when these games were from, we had great turnout, which I was surprised about. I thought, usually when it's like the last day of a format, it's like a lame duck format, or at least we think it is. The turnout is pretty poor, but a lot of people came out yesterday. I don't know how many, but I would say it was about 20-something people for Monday Legacy, and that was awesome. For a few weeks around the holidays, we were getting like 8. A lot of people were out of town. A lot of people staying safe with the Omicron, etc. Omicron numbers on the decline here in New York City, thankfully. So people are poking their heads back out again. Caracas, Dragon's Rage Channeler. Rosie Dog says, maybe I'll swing by next week. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Andy said that. Sorry. Andy says, maybe I'll swing by next week. Awesome. Hope to see you there. Rosie Dog said, almost finished with my Legacy Storm deck. Awesome. Are you going for the Epic Storm, Ad Nauseam Tendrils, Ruby Storm, Cycle Storm, Upside Down Storm? What are we doing? We need to know. Sven Proud says, I can. Okay. Definitely alert me in the Discord so I don't forget about you, Sven. Otherwise, that may happen. I got a lot I'm monitoring today. Andy says, maybe I'll swing by next week. Okay, we got that already. Why is the chat showing up twice? Oh, maybe just for me. My bad. Rosie Dog says tendrils. Okay. Great. Tendrils sounds good. All right, here's a Delver for Kaplan. Just a Caracas on board for Marat. Okay, here's another land. That treasure token is out of play, by the way, the one in bottom left. That's not on the battlefield. Delver trigger on the stack. We're going to see on Brainstorm. Surveil trigger. Marco, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Hit the follow button if you like Eternal formats. We play Legacy. We play Vintage. We play Pre-Modern. We play Modern. We play, and then like my voice trails off. We do all the Eternal and non-rotating formats on 90s MTG. And yeah, come join our community. It's a lot of fun. Focusing on the 1v1 stuff. All right, Insectile Aberration and Dragon's Rage Channeler are attacking, and we're seeing a fetch from Marat. It's P. Jax. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. Any last predictions for the ban list updates? Now is the time to share them, everybody. So we can see who got it right if this thing drops at 11 like someone said it would. No guarantees it's dropping at 11. That's in about 15 minutes my time. But that's just what someone said earlier, so we'll see. Tyler says, do you think Monastery Swiftspear and or Sprite Dragon would be a good sub if Monkey goes? I think Sprite Dragon more likely than Monastery Swiftspear as far as finding a spot in Blue-Red Delver, but if the deck moves to be a little bit more low to the ground and trying to win the game with, you know, like Blue-Red Delver in Legacy of the past, winning with cards like Fire Blast and Price of Progress, Chain Lightning, stuff like that, trying to end the game as soon as possible. We may see Monastery Swiftspear. It depends what direction the format goes and how low to the ground and speed focused, I guess, for lack of a better word, is the Delver decks. Now, we also may see Blue-Red Delver in a different tier, and Grixis or Rug or Esper or whatever Delver decks move up to the top, or Tempo decks. Again, we don't know what the bans will be, but that's what we're looking at with that. So it's a bit hard to say. Learn to love. Okay, so if you're looking for expert analysis of Delver, especially Blue-Red Delver, Learn to Love, Rich Callie is the one to ask. And Learn to Love says, I think the Izzet shell will look kind of the same. More Delvers, and yeah, a 2-drop like Young Pyro, Sprite Dragon will fit in. That is, if it's just Ragavan. Yes, that makes sense. That's true. Okay, card going on bottom here for Dave. Do I think Daze finally gets banned? We talked about it earlier. I think it's unlikely that it gets banned, not because I think it shouldn't, but because I don't think Wizards will think that that's what we want. That's my take on that. I think the odds are low, but Daze gets banned. That's my prediction. Verdant Catacombs pass. Ponder. Mysterios, thanks for the follow. Welcome. I want Ethereal Forager back, everybody. We were talking about this at the shop last night. Ethereal Forager was a favorite of mine. Noble Hierarch, okay. Everyone knows Daze is the real culprit. Yeah, that's possible. Free Willy. What time is the announcement? I don't know. Some people are saying it's very soon. Some people are saying it is this afternoon, a couple of hours from now. I don't know the answer. Wait, is this game 3, everybody? Did I miss something? I might have missed updating the score because we were talking so much. Now I kind of forgot. If anybody knows, just let me know. I unfortunately just forgot. That's the plan, MTG banning. This is like a protest stream of some sort. Oh, look at that. We hit our followers goal for the month down below in the bottom right. Thank you, everybody that hit the follow button. I missed that. I set these little goals here just for fun. All right. Collected company getting cast here, and it resolves. Wow. Funder says, just hope Wizards of the Coast takes into consideration Legacy as much more than just MTGO. I agree. And I think they will. I think they will. Wait, what just happened here? Oh, those are Savell triggers. I was thinking like, wait, Express Federation doesn't put anything in the graveyard. Okay, Ragavan in exile.
In the turn. Make a servo.
Every round goes with
The Greek gets an
I love watching that GT Richmond where he has Grixis control the entire time. Just like draw.
Just 1 second.
Yeah, not for me.
He has a match against Cuneo on Miracles that takes like 3 hours.
Yeah, this is why I play like Vermin Reanimator. It's like win or lose, I'm done in 5 minutes. I get to chill, play side game.
Andy, thank you for the resub. 6 months at tier 1 for Andy. Thank you, thank you. Tabitsky says, let's say Monkey is gone. Delver down to 4 red 1-drops. I think we're going back down to 3 Volks. That's if we're sticking with just blue and red. But yeah.
No, at the beginning of combat, create a 1/1 goblin creature token, gains haste, must attack.
If able.
Yeah,
I mean, this one's going to result in
Okay, sorry. But it can't.
No, I don't mean playing control.
Learn to love, starting with 4 Volk, 1 Steam Vent. Makes sense.
Yeah, trades. I remember I was playing.
Still on 5 Volks just for DRC. I mean, you know, if Expressive Iteration's still going to be in the deck, that makes sense to me. Again, we don't know though if we're still going to be. I mean, obviously people could still choose to play Blue Red Delver, but if we're still going to see Blue Red Delver be the default post ban announcement. I mean, if Necropotence and Balance and Channel all get unbanned, no, I'm just kidding. No, it looks like a scoop from Marat. And that's match. I must have had the score wrong on the bottom, and we were talking so much I probably missed something, but sorry about that, everybody. Okay, we're going to move on to round 3. Okay, I got water. All right. Sorry about the glare here. We had to use a table that the lighting is a little harsh, but we will work through it. We will figure it out. Ponder starting the game. If you just joined us, share your predictions for the Legacy and other format. Ban and restricted update that is imminent in chat. And yeah. That's what we're doing. Mishra's Bauble to start the game for Kaplan. Looking at the top card. I can't see it. but Kaplan can. And there's Ragavan.
After tomorrow. After tomorrow. Brainstorm.
Sure.
Eddie is hearing people say Saga restricted in Vintage. I don't know enough about Vintage, but that seems reasonable. I don't know. I don't play Vintage currently. Hello, Bob Dew. Welcome.
Grab.
Yeah. I guess we gotta go to good removal and
Did I remember to draw a card off Bobble?
I do not know, to be honest with you.
Right now I should have 3 more cards because you mulled.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This doesn't count.
That would
I'm gonna pay
1,
red
2,
to
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
move to combat.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, you're about to get a land, right?
Wrist.
Yeah, I'm counting it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Even if it's here or there, it's the same. It's still 1, right?
How many cards are there?
In my hand is 4.
So 4, 5, 6. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And I will rest.
I think I should have 1 more.
Sure, I'll let you have it.
Well, I just want to 100% make sure.
Okay.
Because I'm on the draw and it's my turn, which means normally I'd have 1 more card than you.
Let me just. How many types do you have in?
Turn 1.
Artifacts.
So turn 1. Turn 2.
I have.
So I should have.
These are 4, 5.
I should have
Oh my goodness.
cards. 7 plus 2
I
draws.
draw for turn.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think I forgot to draw them all.
Okay.
And I'm gonna waste your bayou.
Get my land?
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. All good. George being a good sport. And then Dave Kaplan draws a card off Bobble. So we fixed it, everybody. Funder says, I think Epiphany gets banned in Standard. Okay. What are people thinking about Alchemy? Does anybody have any opinion at Alchemy? Is that format going to see an update today? I don't know. I have not played Alchemy yet. L-Dub says that they want to keep the companion-based format. I know Luris and I think a Bobble ban is possible. Okay, in Modern. Okay. Yeah, some people that were watching earlier today are thinking the same. I don't know. Eddie the intern is here and says, I think they said it would. There was some big tournament that just had people who were mad. Yeah, I don't know. iBarricade, thank you for the follow. Welcome. I think Alchemy is going to work a little bit differently, where it's not going to get bans. It's just going to get erratas or whatever. Oh, has the announcement dropped? Is that confirmed? Ragavan banned. Let's see. I see it up on the site. Historic Teferi Time Raveler rebalanced and unbanned. Memory Lapse banned. Ragavan banned in Legacy. And then some standard bans. I don't even know what Divide by Zero is. That's my first time seeing that card. Faceless Haven and Aluren's Epiphany. Someone in chat mentioned that. Ragavan banned. How is everybody feeling? No changes to modern notable. True, true, true. Let's read the all right, we'll get to it. We'll get to it, but we're going to read the announcement explanation. No changes to Legacy Tribal Wars. That's true. Eddie the intern says, was nice to have my last loss to Ragavan at the hands of Roland Chang. I mean, yeah, that works. Sidenorn is underwhelmed. Tobitsky says, good riddance. Lewinil seems unimpressed, says, let's improve Delver versus the field. A good point. Highstar says, Bobble banned in Modern. I don't see that. Or is that? Or are you joking? Yeah, Dave Kaplan has been banned for a couple of different reasons. Of which we don't know. Poing says would rather Murktide go. Yeah. No Murktide ban is disappointing, says Tabitsky. So, I mean, what's my take on this? Let's see. I mentioned in our Discord, one of our Discord discussions over the last couple of days, that I've felt like and this is playing as decks that are not Blue-Red Delver. I have not played Blue-Red Delver since before the pandemic. The games that I'm losing to Blue-Red Delver, I feel like most of the time I'm losing to Murktide. Does anybody else feel that way? Lewinil says cutting a 2-1 non-evasive threat makes Delver better. Chilia says we'll be keeping an eye on how the Legacy format continues to evolve in the coming weeks and are willing to make further adjustments soon if needed. However, we feel this is a large change and would like to see how the metagame adapts before considering if other changes are necessary. The most important thing they said. Okay. We're going to look at the whole explanation shortly, but yeah. Dave Kaplan gifted a gift sub. Thank you, Dave Kaplan. 24 gift subs on the channel for Dave Kaplan. And climbing the all-time leaderboard as well. Thank you, Dave. Dave Kaplan playing banned cards currently. Eddie the intern says Merc is a way better band than Monkey. Funder says Murktide is way harder to answer. Black says it's likely a chicken or egg discussion. That's true to some extent. I agree. Thank you for sharing that, Chili. Funder says in Legacy you can cast an 8/8 flyer on turn 2. I don't know if people are dropping them on turn 2 that frequently, but I guess it can happen under the right circumstances. Side owner says it's like they looked into it after Eternal Weekend. Yeah, I think after Eternal Weekend, it was a long time ago. Yes, thank you, Dave Kaplan. Sven Proud says, good ban, good ban. Delver's weakness should be difficulty closing the game. To some extent, yeah. Shouldn't be as fast. Side owner says, I'm just saying I don't trust them on soon. Yeah, I think given that Legacy is like the where is it on the list now as far as most popular format? It's got to be like 7th or 8th. We just have to be patient and wait because other stuff is being focused on. I'm understanding about that. We are very low now on the list. We may even be lower than 10. Oh my goodness, my camera shut off. Let me fix that. I always forget to put a new battery in my camera. This is the worst. Hold on one second. Okay, we're back. For each one of these streams, I rebuild my setup here because the equipment gets used for other things, but I always forget to put a fresh battery in the camera. I always forget. And I should be fired for that, frankly. Should lead to me losing my job. Ragavan banned. It's banned now. Acererak on the board. That card has survived the ban. So we have to look at now who won the gift card in our Discord. I don't know. I'm going to write a message here. All right, we're going to game 2. I think Dave Kaplan won that one. Days safe, as I predicted. So what does what do chat people and people watching this later on YouTube as well, what do you think changes the most about Legacy right now? Like what decks are improved by this ban? What are your thoughts, everybody? Just share your overall feelings with us. MTG Banning says, with Young Pyro perhaps make a comeback. Now I can reiterate my earlier demand. We need new Young Pyro art. MTG Banning wants new art, and he wants it now. Black says the positive side of Legacy having so little focus is Legacy players can sell their monkeys without losing that much money. I agree. I don't think the demand for Ragavan was because of Legacy. As far as I know, Ragavan getting a lot of play in Commander, and of course a Modern staple. And Modern had no adjustments. Pioneer had no adjustments. We have Teferi Time Raveler back in Historic, which I am happy about. It's been rebalanced. It's been rebalanced. Not the same card. Yeah. Blue mirrors get less swingy now, I guess. Meta already had adjusted to Delver, it seems, says Tabitsky. Do you play 4 Delver, 4 DRC, 4 Murktide, 4 Young Pyro, says Tyler Goblin Grandee. I don't know, actually. I don't know if we want Young Pyro or if we want Sprite Dragon or if we want Soulscar Mage. I don't know. I really don't know. Murktide, Serval to the grave. Two Pyro, says Fen Proud. Maybe the deck leans a bit more now into the Delirium with Unholy Heat and Dragon's Rage Channeler, Baubles. Yeah, I don't know. 4 Delver, 4 DRC, 4 Murktide, 2 Pyro, yeah. Four Delver, 2 Pyro. I guess. Let me think. Because pre-MH2, the deck had 4 Delver, some number of Young Pyro, some number of Brazen Borrower, Ethereal Forager, Sprite Dragon, which I think was a 4 of at the time. And was True Name still making the cut just before MH2? I don't remember. The other thing about Murktide, too, is like, would we rather have Murktide or would we rather have True Name Nemesis and Ethereal Forager? For example, I'm not really sure what we'd rather have. As far as like a format, you know, and everybody enjoying themselves. MTG Banning likes TNN plus Whale better than Murktide. I guess like decks like Storm that Ragavan was good against and stuff like that get a little bit better now. Other fair blue decks like maybe without red get a little bit better now. Maybe we'll see some more Sultai control and stuff like that. SF says I might try playing Burn again. Oh boy.
Double green.
Here comes the Burn, everybody. Dave Kaplan says 2 Sprite Dragon goes with Bauble and now all threats fly. That's a good point.
Go. People think DRC isn't
Alan Delver Ghost has called it in Discord yesterday.
Yep, I was at 18.
Did you?
3 and 6 and yeah.
I got to look a little bit closer probably when we wrap up the stream as far as who won the gift card in our Discord. Not able to focus on that at the moment, but it looks like people are saying Volrath Joe Dyer won the prediction in the Discord. But I am not sure.
Now this is on stack and then the trigger's on top of it. So trigger?
And it's 3 or less.
It's 2 or less.
We'll look at that later.
Sure.
Yeah, expressive iteration is here to stay, it looks like.
Is this result?
Yeah, that's right.
Is this result?
Yeah.
Alan Dovergo says I did it in general because my subscription lapsed, but I re-upped today. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna look at that later and figure out who won the gift card.
Oh, wait, so you only swing for one. 'Cause this
2
is attack.
green.
Oh, for two. Yeah, okay, yeah.
I will make an insect.
Yeah, we had a gift card for whoever got the closest to correct prediction in our Discord chat for members. So I'll have to address that later. Okay. Does anybody have any feelings though about the historic or standard updates? Does anybody care? Does anybody have any feelings about it?
Yep.
Are these good? Are these bad? Are you disappointed? Are you excited?
Yep.
Give those people a chance to speak. Alan Delvergo says, I'm pissed about historic. Is it because Teferi is back?
Is it on top or what is it?
Most of your decks got hit?
Okay.
Huh. Okay, people are saying Epiphany to go. I guess Alchemy is staying the same then?
7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh no, there's also been a rebalancing announcement. So Acererak has been adjusted. Assemble from Parts adjusted. Blood Rage Alpha. Cloister Gargoyle. Wow, a lot of cards got adjusted. Most of these cards I haven't even heard of.
Okay.
Wow. Alchemy is just going nuts now. Everything is adjusted. They adjusted like 20 cards.
6, 9, 10, 11.
6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I'm missing one damage somewhere. That's fine.
Lura's still legal in Modern, that's true. It is a start. Island Delvergo is right. The Smurf King says banning iteration is a joke. Why should they ban the fourth best cantrip in Legacy? I mean, Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time are better than Ponder, maybe. I don't really know how to evaluate all that. Smurf King says if they really care about Legacy, Brainstorm needs to go. Tabitsky says 56% seems high overall, but I still think that the meta was in the process of adjusting successfully. I don't know. We're like 6 months later, and 56% seems a little high for leagues. Ledgeview says seems they are spending more time on alchemy than anything. Yeah, I mean a big part of competitive Magic going forward is going to be historic, alchemy, and arena formats. So those need to be monitored very closely. And alchemy is brand new, so it's going to be high priority. There's a huge difference between a cantrip and card advantage. I agree. That's a good point. That's a good way to put it. Expressive Iteration, not really a cantrip. Okay, so it seems like people are supportive of the people that are watching right now, supportive of the Ragavan ban, but skeptical that it was enough. Is that the consensus here, everybody? I know some people disagree, but it seems like that's what most people think. Okay, Yigit would agree. Carador says hashtag ban Days. Yeah, Days survived. I don't think Days is going to get banned just because it's a format identity, whatever, all that stuff that people use as an excuse to keep brainstorming days around. That's the explanation for that. Akalith says, I didn't have strong feelings on what card should be banned, other than I think the only wrong ban is Ragavan and nothing else. Okay, so they got it wrong, according to Akalith. They got it all wrong. Fetch lands are likely all off the table, despite those being another fundamental issue. But Mark Rosewater said he would unprint them if he could. Yeah, I think we're also past that point with Legacy. What do I think? So what do I think? What do I think? Ragavan being banned, unfortunate for all the people that bought Ragavans just for Legacy, and I feel for those people. I felt that, and again, I've been playing decks that were not Delver for the past 2 years, basically. The card that I lost to the most out of the Blue-Red Delver deck was Murktide. I felt that Murktide was... I wouldn't even say too powerful, but the most powerful card in the deck against non-Delver. So that was the one I had my eye on. Murktide felt a little bit too much. But I understand that against other fair decks, taking hits from Ragavan was a lot. You know, I want Wizards to care about Legacy and spend time with their, you know, in-house designer team testing cards for Legacy. And no, I just don't think those things should be priority. I'm completely understanding that Legacy is an afterthought for Wizards of the Coast. Makes perfect sense to me. So if Ragavan is like a partial fix for now, I'm kind of satisfied with that. I don't think we should be the focus. And I don't feel disrespected that Wizards doesn't want to spend a lot of time worrying about this format. And I guess it leads the discussion to, you know, what we saw happen over the last couple of weeks with Pauper, where Pauper now has a community advisory board or whatever you call it, a community panel that will advise Wizards of the Coast on Pauper. And maybe down the road, there's no guarantee on this at all. Maybe down the road we'll have one for Legacy as well, and that will make things a little bit better because according to the ban announcement we just read on stream, they're just taking community feedback to make the adjustment. They're not doing any testing. They're just looking at league data, challenge data from their MTGO backend stuff, and community feedback about what should change. So in a sense, they're just looking to us for the answer. I'm fine with that. That's fine. Wizards of the Coast has really pushed red the last 3 years. So it's also important to keep in mind, too, that Modern Horizons 2 was not designed for Legacy. It was designed for Modern. And in my opinion, it was a huge success. We're 6 months out, 6 months plus from the release of Modern Horizons 2. And as we saw today, no bans for Modern. Much like cards like Underworld Breach, let's say, get introduced to Legacy and are completely ridiculous with Lion's Eye Diamond, or Zerda, completely ridiculous with Basalt Monolith, whatever. There are going to be cards that come out that are ridiculous for Legacy, but fine for everything else, and that's fine. That's fine. So I guess I just feel fine right now. I'm not upset, but I'm also not super excited. I'm just like, it's fine. I'm at peace. I'm at peace with the ban announcement, everybody. I also just don't spend a lot of time worrying about bans and like I don't lose any sleep about ban lists. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it and worrying about it. So when they come out, it's just kind of like, all right. Whatever. Moving on. Have I played Modern lately, or it has been completely ruined by companions? I don't know if that's true. I don't think it's been ruined by companions personally, but I don't play a lot of Modern. Poing says I am very whelmed. Yeah, that sounds like a good way to put it. Ledgeview says no faith for Pioneer. I think Pioneer will be fine. Pioneer, as far as I know, is great right now. I have not had a chance to play it, though. Haven't had time. Carador says I've enjoyed playing the format more than any other, even though Ragavan. So as long as my enjoyment of legacy-style gameplay survives, I'm cool with it. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay, everybody. I think it's all going to be fine. And as we saw over the last week or two, you know, Andrea Mengucci, who is obviously one of the best players ever, posted a tweet about the fact that Legacy has successfully adjusted to the Modern Horizons 2 cards and a ban may not be necessary or whatever they said. LSV said the same thing within the last couple of weeks. Legacy is in great shape. So maybe this one card adjustment will just be exactly the correct formula for a great Legacy format for the rest of the year. Ledgeview says Luris is a problem in Modern. And also that so many answers to Ragavan and Legacy, I don't know why it was hit. Yeah. Without rehashing the whole thing, I think it's basically that people felt that, and they described this in the article, that in some matchups, a hit from Ragavan for the first couple of turns could mean that the game is already out of reach for the other player. Just too much advantage. You know, a couple of weeks ago, we played showed a match on stream between myself and Roland Chang, where I was playing the Mono Black Curses Stompy deck, and Roland was playing the Ragavan Delver. And Ragavan attacked me, hit, made a treasure, and revealed a Trinisphere off the top. Trinisphere is in my deck and meant to beat decks like Blue-Red Delver. Roland decided to cast the Trinisphere and then just won the game off that. And that was a huge feel bad for me. I mean, this is like a one-game anecdote, obviously. But that game, from my vantage point, sucked. So yeah. I don't know what that really means, but that's my story, everybody. That's what happened to me. That was kind of a silly thing to happen. Yeah, says the guy playing 3-ball. I mean, it's just a silly thing to happen. It didn't really make a lot of sense. But it happened. Carador says there's so much demand for Ragavan in Modern, I don't think we'll see much of a price drop at all. I agree. I don't think Ragavan prices are going anywhere. Dave Kaplan says Ragavan paper price appears stable. MTGO price has been down since last week. Okay. MTGO prices I don't keep track of at all. But I will still continue to not look at it at all. MTG Banding says, you're right. This is such a fitting conclusion with a Blue-Red Delver mirror. Japanese Delver versus Korean Delver. That is a good point. This is about more than the cards, everybody. This is an international event. High Star says, I saw a Ragavan hard cast a Gristlebrand with 4 treasure tokens. Yeah, that kind of thing is where Ragavan can seem a little stupid, if I'm being honest. When I see things like that happen, it's just like, really? it is kind of funny. I agree, Carador. But it is like, I don't know if it's like a flavor fail or what. I can't really put my finger on what it is. It just feels dumb. I'll be honest about that. It's just like, really? All right. I mean, you know, you could run control magic in your deck and take your opponent's Gristlebrand or whatever. I mean, you know, like, it's understandable to take your opponent's cards, but I don't know. Red 1-drop doing that is just like kind of silly. But then I play with Goblin Lackey, so I don't really know if I'm the right person to ask. Goblin Lackey into Muxus, anyone? Did goblins get better? Does anybody know? Did goblins get better? We need a. I'll have to check the goblins Discord and how everybody's feeling over there. Let's see what everybody's saying in the goblins Discord. Okay, people are laughing their asses off. Okay, the goblins Discord is a mess at the moment. People are sharing pictures of Zendikar Rising mythic rares that cost 7 mana. We're not going to look at that. Coots says, bye-bye, Blue-Red Delver. Hello, Rug King Delver. We may see Rug Delver. We may. Who knows? Uro survived the ban. Daze survived the ban. Prismatic Ending survived. Plague Engineer survived. Okay, so now that the ban has happened, and nobody's going to talk about bans for like a year now, right? We have like a good year before anybody even mentions bans again, right? But I don't know if this counts as a hot take or not, but I just can't take seriously the people who are like trying to ban 9 cards. Like some people, for Legacy that is, some people have posted takes that are like, we need to ban Ragavan, Murktide, Daze, Prismatic Ending, Plague Engineer, Brainstorm, Swords to Plowshare. Like I can't take you seriously. We're not banning 10 cards. Am I the only one? Am I crazy? Am I crazy or are those people crazy? I'm not even trying to be mean. It's just like I just can't take that seriously. That's just not a serious take to me. I don't know. Nobody cares. C-Die says, surprise, Urza Saga survived. Yeah, Urza Saga was on some people's list, but it seemed fine to me. I personally was not hoping for Urza Saga ban. I love that card. Ledgeview says free Omnath. Okay. We have an Omnath fan. Omnath is like a whole different card now on Arena. It's a whole different thing. Carador says, we're Magic players. We'll be demanding bans today. Oh, no. The ban... Wait, so the ban people are not going to be happy? Is that what we're saying? They're not satisfied? Tyler says, would love to see you play Gobos on stream soon. Maybe I will. I got to post a mini tournament report from last night. I played Mono Black Curses at yesterday's local. And I went 2-2. And I'll share my deck list and matchups in the Discord later. Haven't gotten around to that. I've been playing the Curses deck recently. Thursday's Kamigawa spoilers will affect Legacy, says Ledgeview. Yeah, that's right. We're in spoiler season now, too. So we will be on the lookout for that. Whoops. I just fixed something here. Okay. Garbage Andy is here. What's up, Garbage Andy? To ask one question, how do we feel about Monkey? I think the consensus from Twitch chat is that we're satisfied with the ban but we wish they banned more. I personally am just kind of like glad it's over, like ripping a Band-Aid off, and we can finally move on. And I think we're going to be fine. It was probably the correct move. I personally was concerned about Murktide Regent more than Monkey, but this is where we are. What's up, Garbage Andy? Okay, Murktide on the board now. Murktide's facing off. Can't wait to move to Astoria. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hanging out with you. It's gonna be cool. Just hit me up when you're settled in or whatever, and you're gonna go jam some games. Carter says Murktide is responsible for me losing more games than I thought I had locked up. That's for sure. I agree. That was my concern. I've lost a lot of games to Murktide. Now, there is the argument, though, that Murktide wins the game like late in the game, whereas Ragavan can have the game be over. You know, you cast a Ragavan, you protect it with Daze, and then you waste your opponent's land, and you just run away with the game. That's a little bit worse than what Murktide does. Well, actually, it's a lot worse than what Murktide does. Garbage Andy, thank you for the resub. 3 months for Garbage Andy. Get that sub goal. Yes. Get that sub goal. The purple sub goal in the bottom right, we're about halfway there. Halfway to what would be our all-time high record, that is. That's our ambitious record breaker goal of 180. I think the previous record is like 160 something. I don't know. But everybody hit the sub button. If you have Amazon Prime, don't forget you have one free Twitch sub per month. And if you don't use it, you lose it. And Jeff Bezos keeps the money and he spends it on helipads and not paying Amazon workers. Oh, man. Cowboy hats, yeah. I don't know. Capitalism, everybody. All right, we lost some capitalists in the chat. They left. Okay, Wasteland hits. Looks like Dave Kaplan has this game as it stands right now. But we'll find out. Let's tune in.
One card is too good. Yeah, look at the other.
That's true.
Other cards. Sorry.
What happened exactly?
Yeah. What's the name?
I triggered a library. It's
So
like
what
replace
did
the
you draw first or did you dredge first?
He
I
dredged
dredged
first.
first.
So you dredged and then drew two?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you only put back one. So take it for
So
loss.
that would go into your
Yeah.
hand, and then the two that you drew off.
Yeah, something for
You would have
back.
Another Murktide coming down here for Roland. Looks like it's going to be larger than Dave's, but it's getting dazed. Oh, my goodness. Daze keeping Murktide in check. Good thing we still have both of those cards unbanned. Or not banned.
Yeah, I put it in the refrigerator. Noted.
Shim on screen.
Reminder, everybody, we'll be back live tonight then with some first look at Legacy post bannings or whatever. Legacy, Paper Legacy tonight, live on webcam. And we will be seeing what the new format looks like. And I think we'll have some no Ragavan Delver decks to look at. So if you'd be interested in that, obviously we'll have some other archetypes as well. If you'd be interested in that, be back here 8 p.m. Eastern tonight in about 8 hours. In about 8 hours, we'll be live again. Lesview says just use the TCG player link to buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards and dice to use as MTG tokens at locals. Thanks, Chris. Ledgeview was just banned from the chat, but thank you, Ledgeview. Thank you, thank you. And yeah, if you haven't already, down below we have TCG Player and Ink Gaming affiliate links. Bookmark them in your browser. Use them later. When you're going to shop for singles, packs, booster boxes, cases, Power 9s, etc. Use our affiliate links. Super easy, no additional cost to you. We get a tiny kickback on every sale, on every purchase, I should say. And it all adds up, everybody. It all adds up, and it helps keep this stream going. What happened here?
Like there were a lot of things where I did it wrong.
I'll show you how Amanda's played. We animated for 2 years before.
All right, Dave Kaplan gets that one. We're going to wrap up here, everybody.